Hey friend, welcome back to your mat. Today is all about yoga for calm. For this class, props you may want to have one yoga block and one blanket. When you're ready, join me on the mat on your back, laying down. So our first pose is constructive rest. So come to lay down on your back. Take your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees rest in against each other. Bring your arms down to your sides, palms face up, palms face down, or hands can rest on the belly, your choice. Make any adjustments you need to be really comfortable here. As you begin to settle in, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Begin to notice your breath. Without trying to shape it or do anything special, just observe the simple act of breathing. Bring your awareness to the sensation of your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest and belly as you breathe. Notice the qualities of your breath. Is your breath rich and deep, or easy and shallow? There's no right or wrong. Release any expectations for what your breath is doing. Instead, just observing it for what it is in this moment. Soften the jaw, relax the shoulders down. Let your tongue fall soft and flat to the floor of your mouth. Imagine your breath as a sponge. Notice whatever part of your body could use the most love and attention right now. And then visualize that area is like a sponge. And as you inhale, that sponge soaks up all of the rich oxygen, the nutrients, good energy flowing to this area that's in need of some love. As you exhale, that area of your body softens and relaxes a little more each time. As you inhale, notice the sponge absorb and fill up with all of these nutritious, delicious things that your body needs. And exhale to relax. If you notice that the mind is becoming distracted, try not to get frustrated or upset. Instead, just recognize that that's completely normal. And use this opportunity to gently guide your attention back to your breath. And it's okay to have to do it over and over again. While these thoughts may seem important, they can wait. What's important right now is the calm that we receive through the practice of breath. On your next inhale, start to heel toe the feet in towards each other to bring the hips, knees, and feet in one line. Shift the hips slightly over to the right, bringing your arms out wide, and let the knees fall over to the left side of your mat, coming in to a simple reclined twist. If your knees don't want to come all the way down to the ground, that's okay. Grab a block, pillow, or blanket to provide support underneath your knees. Inhale deeply, and on your exhale, soften through the belly and low back. Allow yourself to fully release into this pose, knowing that you are safe and supported by the floor, by your mat, and by whatever props you're using. On your inhale, make your way back to center. Recenter the hips, and then shift them over slightly to the left. This time bringing the knees over to the right. Resting them down on the floor, on a pillow, a block, whatever you need to be comfortable, relaxed, and supported. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale to sigh it out through your mouth. Fully relax your body best you can. On your next inhale, slowly make your way back to center with your knees. Recenter the hips, and then gather both knees into the chest, giving yourself a little hug. And then gently roll to one side and use your arms to press yourself up. Now we're going to come on to hands and knees into tabletop pose. So slowly make your way there, placing a blanket under your knees if you need some extra cushion. Spread your fingers wide, glue the palms down, press your fingertips down. Gently pull your navel in towards your spine to provide some navel support and engage the core to support your low back. When your low back is long and your navel is pulled in, see if you can lengthen the spine even more by bringing the head forward towards the front of the room and lengthening the tailbone back towards the back of the room. Keep the engagement of the core, gently pulling your navel in as you begin to extend the left leg back behind you. Flex through the foot, square the hips down towards the floor, and then, option here, add to the right arm. Working on your balance and stability. Think about the support that your arm and leg are providing you that are down on the ground. Really activate the left arm by pressing through the left heel of your hand. Hug everything in towards center line and take 2 more slow, deep breaths. On your next exhale, slowly bring everything down and reset in your tabletop. And then we'll take it to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, pull that belly button in towards the spine, lengthen the low back. And then extend that right leg towards the back of the room, reaching through the heel, toes pointing down. Option to add the left arm, reaching the fingertips forward. Know that it's okay if you wobble. No big deal. Just do your best. Stay focused. Stay present with the breath. Each inhale finding length through the spine. Each exhale drawing that core, the belly up and in. On your next exhale, slowly lower everything back down to return to tabletop. Stacking shoulders over wrists, spread your fingers nice and wide as we step the legs back to come to plank pose. Tucking the toes under, bringing your hips in line with shoulders and heels. Press the floor away. Take the gaze down between your hands. Draw the navel up and in, and be present with each breath. One more breath. And then on your next exhale, lift the hips up and back, zippering up through the core to come to downward facing dog. You can bend your knees as much as you need to find length through the spine and the low back. Hug the top of your arm bones into the shoulder socket. Let the spine be long. Lengthen the head down towards the mat. Find stability here. Find peace here. Keeping engaged through the muscles, but also letting the mind rest. Resting in the breath. Feel the connection between your hands and the balls of your feet and the floor. Know that you are supported and held through this connection with the earth. On your next inhale, look forward between the hands. Slowly walk the feet forward to meet the hands, or the hands back to meet the feet, coming into a standing forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Bring belly towards your thighs. And then we'll slowly begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to come to stand in mountain pose. Great job. Face the long end of your mat. Step your feet out nice and wide in a big, wide stance. Toes are pointing forward towards the long end of the mat. If you'd like a block for your standing poses, go ahead and set it up near your right foot. We'll be coming there first. Turn those right toes out 90 degrees so that they're pointing towards the short end of the mat. Make sure that your heel of the right foot bisects the arch of your left foot. Take that left heel slightly back so that the toes come slightly forward towards the front of your mat. Bend that right knee, keeping the right knee in line with the second and third toe. Square your shoulders towards the long end of the mat and reach your arms away to come into Warrior Two. You can take the gaze over your right fingertips. Pull the navel in, lengthen the tailbone down. Feel your connection between the feet and the ground. Notice the different parts of your body. What muscles are working? What muscles are soft? Slowly begin to extend the right leg, keeping a soft bend in the right knee, and then lengthen the right side body over the right thigh, keeping your body in one plane. Take your right hand down to your thigh, your shin, or onto a block as you move into triangle pose. Reach that left arm up, high to the sky, or if this causes pain in your shoulder, take left hand to hip. Lengthen through both sides of your waist evenly. Make sure you're not crunching down through these low ribs. Find length and space in your spine. Notice your legs. Are they engaged? If not, engage them. On your next inhale, press through the right heel to slowly come back up. Take hands to hips, and let's switch to the other side. Turn your toes towards the long end of the mat, and then take your left toes out 90 degrees. Bring that right heel back slightly to come into your warrior two stance. Bend that left knee. You can set your block up near your left foot. Square your shoulders towards the long end of your mat. Reach the arms away. Take your gaze over the left fingertips. Find softness and ease in the neck and shoulders. Find peace here as you take your gaze 100 miles away over the left fingertips. Trust that your body knows what it's doing. Feel your connection, your ground, between your feet and the floor. Begin to straighten that left leg. Lengthen your left side body, reaching through the left fingertips. Slight bend in the left knee as you bring the left hand down to thigh, shin, block, or floor. Reach the right arm up, spiraling the right shoulder open best you can. Proud, broad collarbones here as you lengthen through the spine in triangle pose. 4 more breaths here. Try to focus on the breath. Try to be as present as possible as you feel yourself inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, press through that left foot to slowly come back up. Take hands to hips. Turn your toes towards the long end of your mat and heel toe your feet together to come to mountain pose. We'll come to tree pose next. A little bit of balance work. So hands to hips. Come onto the ball of your left foot, opening the left knee out to the side like a door. Notice if your hips start to come uneven, and try to keep them level. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of the ankle, to the inside of the calf, or to the inside of your thigh, as long as your foot is not pressing on your knee joint. Once you find the position that works best for you, bring the hands to prayer at Anjali Mudra in the center of your chest. If you fall out of the tree pose, don't worry about it. Love yourself for trying, and then come right back to it. Notice the weight in your right foot. Is it evenly distributed, or are you favoring the front or the heel or the inside or the outside? Try to spread that weight through the right foot as evenly as possible. On your next exhale, relax. Come out of the pose, and we'll switch to the second side. Come onto the ball of your right foot, turn the right knee slightly out. Keep the hips level as you bring the sole of the right foot to ankle, calf, or thigh. Engage through this left hip, really squeeze that standing leg, and bring hands to prayer at heart center. Spread your weight evenly through the sole of your left foot. And take your drishti, or your gaze, or focal point, to the horizon line. Be present with your breath as you stand tall. Navigate through the wobbles, and even if you fall, it's okay. One more breath, and then release. Great job. Let's come all the way down to the floor now. Grab that block from before as we'll come into our next to last pose. Come all the way down onto your back. Take the block on its lowest height setting. Bend your knees and lift your hips up so that you can slide the block underneath your seat, right where your sacrum is, or that triangular bone that's just above your tailbone. Once you feel nice and secure, let your hips relax down onto the block. If this feels really good for you, you're welcome to stay here, or you can take it further into waterfall pose. Start by extending the left leg up towards the ceiling. Keep a gentle flexion through the left foot, reaching the heel up. You can stay here, or you can add the right leg. See how this feels in your body, taking the arms down to your sides. If this feels okay, stay here. If it doesn't feel very good in your body, that's okay. Bring the feet back down to the floor. It's okay to slightly relax the legs. You don't have to keep them super engaged. Just keep them reaching up towards the ceiling. If you have just the left leg extended, go ahead and switch, taking the right leg up and the left leg down. Settle into this pose and bring your awareness back to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next exhale, slowly bend the knees, bringing the feet back down to the ground safely and comfortably. Lift the hips slightly up to slide the block out and bring your pelvis down to the ground. Extend the legs long, feet wider than the hips, arms out at your sides for our Shavasana. Let your body become heavy, resting fully on the floor. If there's any tension in your low back, place a pillow or bolster underneath your knees. Notice if there's any area where you might be holding tension, and see if you can use your breath to release that area. And if it's not ready to release fully, that's okay. Let your breath be easy and calm, giving yourself these next few moments to just be. Be here with your breath. Be supported by the floor. Be held. Feel free to stay in this Shavasana for as long as you can, or as long as you're able. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.